every time that I talk to Paul, I pick up something new, and I want to get back to work, and I want to pick up the phone and implement what he taught me. And every time I pick something up and try it, my cold call success rate goes up.
So when it comes to philosophy, there's one overarching philosophy that I really want us to focus on. I know I talked earlier about the four major ones, namely, how do you define what a successful cold call is? Do people buy people first, or do people buy companies? Do you sell on the first call, and what's your differentiator? But one of the things that I find is people make cold calling way more difficult than it has to be. You guys ever hear the KISS method? What does KISS stand for? Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. And that's the exact same way that we approach cold calling. Just keep it simple. And I love it when people think I'm smart. I don't know how many of you thought I was a smart guy when you came in here, but if this guy's got this kind of success rate and his clients are doing this guy must be a genius. And you met me and you said, am I at the wrong seminar? What's going on? This isn't the guy that I was thinking about. But it's not that hard, because what we excel at is keeping this extremely simple. Here's the motto that I just want you to keep in mind day in and day out. Just get inside the house. That's it. You're going to hear me say this every single day, twice on Sunday. Just get in the house. Just get inside the house. Let's practice this. Those are easy words that everybody can understand, but I want to start committing this to muscle memory. So on the count of three, I want everybody to say as confidently as you can, just get in the house. 1, 2, 3.
Just get in the house.
Yes, love it. A little scared now, but love it. Just get inside the house. So here's what I mean by that. I am not a Picasso, needless to say, and you'll see why momentarily. But let's say this is a house, nothing fancy, not like some of the people in the audience that have, those 7 bedrooms and the helipad and all that other kind of stuff. But what I want to do is just show you this normal house. So you've got this normal house, you got a chimney, you got some windows. This is a house. So if you look at this as a house, what is the logical entry point into a house for the first time? The door. Unless you've had one too many barley pops, you might try the chimney, but I wouldn't advise that. Let's just stick with the door. The front door is usually the way in. But when you look at this door, or not this door, but when you look at this house, you really have multiple entry points. You got 2 windows, you got a front door, you got a screen door, you got the storm door, and then you got a chimney. So you really got about 6 points of entry. I just want to walk you through a scenario here. So let's imagine you and your significant other are inside the house. It's a Sunday afternoon. You're watching HBO, doing whatever you do to relax on a Sunday afternoon. All of a sudden, you look out one of those 2 disproportioned, not completely to scale windows, and you see these people hovering by the street corner, probably on a curb. They don't look overly safe. One of them looks a little scary. He's giving you the stink eye. Kind of like something out of The Purge almost. But you got all these people kind of sitting there on the curb. All of a sudden, you turn to your significant other, you put HBO on pause, and you call attention to this mob that's gathering outside of your house. What are some of the things that are going through your head? Let's say you're sitting in that living room. These people are all congregating out there. They don't look very pleasant. They look like they want to get in. They look a little angry. Describe to me what's going on in your head, your mind, that kind of thing.
Lock the door.
Lock the doors, right? You might just get up there and make sure that that's secured. What else might you be doing?
Close the curtain.
Close the curtain. Turn off the lights. We're not here. Where may you physically retreat to?
Basement.
The basement, right? Some place that might be a little safe. Lock yourself in that creepy spiderweb infested crawl space downstairs in the basement where the kids always go when they don't want to be grounded. So you're going to fortify your house. You're going to retreat to the safety internally of your house. These people, let's say, all want to get in. And I talk to these people and I say, 1, 2, 3, go. If it's a race to see who's going to get in, what are they all going to do when I say go? Try to get first. They're all going to, and what's the point of entry? They're all going to race to this front door, right? They're all going to race. What's happening when they're all racing at full speed to get to the front door? What's going on physically? They're elbowing each other, they're kicking each other in the shin, they're spitting at each other, they're swearing, they're doing a lot of non-Christian-like stuff. But they're all trying to get up here. Is everybody going to make it to the front door? No, your front yard's going to be littered with bodies, people that didn't make it. Let's say 4 people all made it to the front door at the exact same time. Are they all going to get in? No, it's one of those things that you just can't maneuver your way in. Now, let's say this guy on the end is me. This funny-looking guy with the disproportioned head. That's me on the side. What if I say, I look at this carnage and I go, Fools you. And I go off to the side, I get a ladder, and I go right into the chimney. Is anybody else blocking the chimney? Is anybody else fighting me to get to the chimney? Did they fortify the chimney? But I'm in. So I'm going somewhere with this, I assure you. Here's the analogy. The house is the organization or individual you're trying to meet with. Just get inside the house. In this case, let's say it's an organization. Can somebody in the audience give me a type of organization you would love to get in with? Doesn't have to be specific, but a type of entity. Nonprofit. Nonprofit. You're dying to get in front of a nonprofit. This house is the nonprofit. The reason I put all these points of entry is whether you know it, there are multiple ways in to that nonprofit. But here's what's happening. All these people in the front, these are your competitors. These are people from rival organizations. These are people that do the exact same thing that you do. What are they doing? They're all trying to get into this nonprofit. They're all trying to race in to this nonprofit. But here's the other thing. They're usually all doing it in the exact same way, and nobody's getting in. Because this sounds like the call I got earlier. This sounds like the person that I rejected the other day. You're saying the exact same thing that the exact other guy said that he called 2 weeks ago, and because I'm doing guilt by association, you're not getting in. All I'm saying is think smarter, not harder. If you're looking at a nonprofit, not to pick on you again, miss, but if we're talking about a nonprofit, who would be your point of entry? Who's your ultimate decision maker? Who's that? Marketing manager. Do you think other people in your profession are going after the marketing manager? Here's my hint for you. Stop calling the marketing manager. Okay? Here's why. When you get inside the house, these are the things that are going to happen. Number one is you become a known commodity. Once you're inside the house, they know who you are. They learn about you personally. They get to know more about you professionally. I didn't know you existed. I didn't know a company like this even did those services, and you're right here in my backyard? Amazing. Where have you been all these years? You become a known commodity. Number two is you start the process of building rapport. You start building a friendship. You start getting to know this person. You start building a relationship with somebody within the confines of your ideal client organization. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. Number three, you also start the process of being able to give value. Value, and you hear this word all the time, value is something that you can provide, something that you can give, something that you can do above and beyond what you're paid to do. So, are there any realtors in the room? Okay, we got one back there. Okay. Can you just give me a one word? What is a value that you could bring your clients above and beyond buying and selling a home?
Additional resources as far as like my contractors and repairs.
Sure. So if somebody says, I want to work with him to buy my house, but boy, I need a lot of other people. He probably knows a lot of other people. He can probably be generous with his referrals. That's a value add. Getting inside this organization allows you to start the process of giving that value add. Number four, which should not be overestimated, you can start the process of getting an advocate inside the organization. Imagine this. So we'll go to our nonprofit example. We're trying to get in front of a nonprofit. We're in the world of marketing. Everybody's going after the marketing manager, and because of that, nobody's getting in. Do you guys ever see the movie A Beautiful Mind? You probably know what I'm talking about. Do you remember that scene where he comes up with his original idea, John Nash? You remember where he was? A beautiful blonde walks in, and all the guys are talking, and they're saying, who's going to go after her? And he says, guys, if we all go after her, nobody's going to get her, because not only can she not handle 5 people approaching her at the same time, none of her girlfriends want to play second fiddle. So nobody's going to get anywhere. This is kind of the same thing. If we're all going after the same person, nobody's going to get in and nobody's going to be successful. So if I don't go in with the marketing manager, let's say I go in with the vice president of fundraising. Might that person become an advocate for me at some point to introduce me to the marketing manager? Might that person be able to say, hey, you know what? You got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to this gal. They really know what they're doing, and I think they can help. Are you more likely to get where you want to go if you have an advocate or no advocate? So even if you could get in with the marketing manager, it might be good to get an advocate to make the job more efficient, to make the job more quality, and to make sure that it's bigger as opposed to smaller. Here's my favorite thing about just getting inside the house, usually with a non-decision maker, if it makes sense. You get to gain an unbelievable amount of intelligence. Intelligence. You have all the answers to the test before you even sit down to take said test. Imagine this. One of the things that I did is in addition to, I didn't just build my entire financial services practice around divorce. I also went after organizations. Why would a financial advisor cold call into an organization, do you think?
Because there's a lot of people who work there.
A lot of people that work there, sure. So that could be a lot of potential clients. Anything else? 401ks. I could sell 401ks. You got 100 employees. You don't want to work with that firm. Give it to me. I'll manage it. Group life insurance. SEP simple IRAs. It's limitless what I can do. So if I'm a financial advisor and I can do all those services, who would logic tell you that I should cold call? HR, right? Because HR might make that decision. I didn't. Who else might I cold call?
CFO.
CFO. I didn't. Who else might I cold call? One more.
CEO.
CEO, right? Sure as heck didn't go that route. Good guess, though. You know what I did? I cold called the VP of sales. I cold called somebody in marketing. I cold called somebody whose job depended on external relations with the outside world. Those people need to meet with other folks. Those persons need to network. Those folks need to build their pipeline, and I was only too happy to oblige. And one of the things that I would do is as I'm running the appointment, if I'm a financial advisor and he's VP of sales, would he be threatened by me for any reason? Shouldn't. I mean, I'm an intimidating looking guy, as you can tell, but he shouldn't have to be really scared of me. Would a CFO be intimidated? Maybe, waiting for that shoe to drop. What are you really here for? CEO might say the same thing. This VP of sales really didn't have anything to fear. If he doesn't have anything to fear, if he's not worried about letting his guard down, do you think I can get some good intel from him? Absolutely. How long you been here, Joe? I've been here 7 years. Wow, they must take good care of you. What makes you stay? The benefit package is nice. Oh, what do they, you mind if I ask? Like what? Well, we get a 5% match on our 401k and we get group life insurance. Nice to know. Hey, just out of curiosity, who manages your 401k? Edward Jones. Hey, let's just keep going. I'm done, because all at the end of the day, I can take that intelligence. I can run a Morningstar analysis on the funds that are in Edward Jones's account. If I already know this guy, and by the time he's done, this guy says, hey, you're a nice guy. If I come back and I say, hey, you know what? You told me this Edward Jones account. Edward Jones is a phenomenal company, but I think we might own a better product that can make you more money. Would you mind introducing me to your HR director? What do you think the odds are that he's going to do that now? A little higher. Work smarter, not harder. Forget walking through the front door all the time. If you walk through the front door, not only are you likely not to get in, if you can get in through the chimney, the screen door, the back door, the windows, if you can just burrow a hole through the ground and pop up through the toilet, I don't care, do something, you're likely to become a known commodity. You're likely to start building rapport. You're likely to be able to get a value add proposition. You're likely to get an advocate, and you're likely to get intelligence. None of your competitors are getting this intelligence. You have it. I know all the ways that I can help you because I know all the problems. I know all the ways that I can bring value to you because I know what you're suffering from. I know all the ways that I can sell to you because I know what's keeping you up at night. And they're none the wiser. I'm not saying you be deceptive, but I really want to learn about your company. If you happen to tell me some intel that I can use, should we use it? Yeah. Hey, you like me now, right? You trust me now, right? We have a good relationship now, right? Don't you think he'd want me as his financial advisor? Just make it simple. If you can just get inside the house, and you can get inside the house with somebody that can do all of these things with, why wouldn't you? Here's the one piece of criticism that I get for this, and I never understand this. People will say, okay, nonprofit, I want to get in front of the marketing director. So I'm going to call the vice president of fundraising. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to run all these meetings. I don't have time to run with people that I'm not going to work with. You know what I come back in? How's your cold calling strategy working now? Well, I sit at my desk. I make 200 calls a day. I schedule no appointments. I go home and cry. What's the alternative? How long is it taking you to do that? 8 hours. So you make 8 hours a day, 5 days. So you're cold calling for 40 hours a week. How many appointments are you getting? 1. Okay. So in 4 hours, I ran 4 appointments with 4 VPs of advancement, got 4 advocates inside the organization, know all the problems that the organization is having, have someone that's going to recommend me to the decision maker, and I was able to put together a customized package that you know nothing about. Yeah, you're really spending your day better than me. All I'm saying is work smarter, not harder, and with cold calling, you can get in front of whoever you want, whenever you want, however you want. Just get inside the house.